Welcome back to the Napoleonic Stacking Channel. I'm the Napoleonic Stacker, and in this video, we're going to talk about silver versus other investments. Stay tuned. So at this point, everyone knows that the US dollar is on fire, and not in a good way. If your money is parked in a bank account or sitting under your mattress, you're losing purchasing power every single day. With inflation rates at a 30-year high and savings yields at an all-time low, people in the last few years have been forced to take more risk in order to preserve and grow their wealth, versus utilizing traditional instruments of savings like your savings accounts and CDs. Over the last 2 years, we've seen record-breaking amounts of people pouring money into the stock market and money into cryptocurrencies, the likes of which we've never seen. And that's driven these markets to all-time highs, and it's kept them there because people know that money sitting in a bank isn't doing anything other than eroding their purchasing power. Prior to 1980, very few Americans were invested in the stock market. It was considered a place to go and gamble. And now, at this point in 2022, almost everyone's got something in the stock market. And in many cases, with the example of the Wall Street bets crowd, people are taking increasing risk with leveraged options trading, and they can't handle a single downturn. When the margin calls come in, they go bankrupt. And they're putting their money in this market in order to try and grow their wealth. And many people are finding out that they're losing money or they lose everything. And of course, with any investment, you've got to be smart about what you're doing. The same thing can be said about cryptocurrencies. Many people have ridden that bull run all the way to the top, and some of those people ended up buying at the top. For example, Dogecoin not too long ago was right around 70 cents a coin. People that were buying it then probably thought they were geniuses because Dogecoin was going to $1. Dogecoin is going to $5 a coin. They were going to be millionaires. And all of a sudden, the bottom falls out of that market. The whales sell. And here Dogecoin has sit lingering for almost a year at 11 to 13 cents per coin. Those people that bought when it was 70 cents, they're kicking themselves in the rear because the value of the asset that they put their money into has depreciated. They would have been better off keeping their money in dollars. Now, that's not to be said for everyone because there are a lot of people that I know that have made money in the crypto market. So again, it comes out to being smart about what you're doing. But it also highlights the fact that people are having to take increasingly more risk in order to preserve and grow their wealth. Another investment vehicle we've seen picking up a lot of steam over the last decade is real estate. More and more people are leveraging their debt in order to be able to pick up properties to flip or to rent out. And real estate can be a very lucrative thing whenever you do it right. But it's not easy, and it comes with its fair share of risks as well. And with real estate, especially when you first get started, it requires a lot of work. And, these are things that I've looked into and things that my colleagues have looked into as well as potential alternative investment vehicles. And ultimately, everyone's got to come up with their own strategy. Something else that I've seen recently with the super wealthy, they put money into art. There's a percentage, sometimes as high as 20% with the uber wealthy, that they're putting into master works. And with the common man, there are certain websites you can go to now where you can basically buy a part of a masterworks art piece and own art. And then at some point down the road, that art gets auctioned and you get some of the proceeds from it. So art investment is something relatively new that I've seen for the common person. I don't know how well it works out, but it just goes to show how desperate people are to find alternative ways of preserving their wealth besides just keeping money in a bank account. Because even the common person now is of the understanding that their money is losing purchasing power. When you go to Burger King and you're trying to buy a Whopper, it no longer costs $2. It's, $3 or $4 for the sandwich. And, that hits everyone where it hurts. And we're seeing gas prices go through the roof. We're seeing grocery prices go through the roof. And it's almost on a weekly basis. When I go to the grocery store now, I see prices going up. So what do we do? Some people say that silver's not doing anything. It's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't pay a dividend. Why the heck would you want to purchase silver? Well, if we take a look over that same period of time where the stock market ran up, cryptos ran through the moon, silver didn't do too bad. In the last 2 years, silver's actually gone up as an asset by 39%. It breaks down to 19.5% per year. So with that said, as a store of value, has silver done its job in protecting your wealth over the last 2 years? Had you put money into silver? Absolutely. Has silver operated as an investment over the last 2 years? Well, 2 years ago in February, if you'd bought silver at $18 per ounce, well, we're looking now at $25 per ounce for silver. Absolutely, it worked as an investment vehicle as well. Silver works as a savings. Silver can also work as an investment. And silver works as a tool when you're ready to liquidate it to be able to put it into other things that you might need, like food, gas, groceries, or other investment vehicles like stocks and bonds. The way I look at silver is when I get paid, basically I'm taking the product of my labor and I'm converting it into precious metals. And in the precious metal itself, my work, the work that I've put into my job, the product of that labor is preserved. And I can liquidate it anytime I need. If I need it a week from now, a month from now, or 2,000 years from now, someone gets a hold of my silver coins, they can liquidate it wherever they're at and hopefully be able to convert it into something of use in that time period. And ultimately, my strategy when it comes down to investments breaks down to this. I'm putting money into my 401k match at work, so I'm invested in the stock market. I have a separate brokerage account that utilizes some dividend paying stocks and cryptos. And of course, I've got my silver and gold. And once there's a big market downturn, like an actual recession, typically metals tend to move higher. And in that instance, I'm going to take some of my most liquid silver and convert that into dividend paying stocks that will hopefully be able to pay me and to help me to retire down the road. Now, it's not going to be all of my silver, definitely a percentage of it I'm holding back, but that's going to be one of the vehicles I'm using as an investment long term. But that's my thought process. That's kind of my end game with precious metals, is to take what I've built up, what I've saved, and to convert it into something that's going to pay me a dividend. Now, everybody's strategy is different. Your strategy doesn't have to be the same as mine. I'm certainly not a financial advisor. We're just doing this for fun. They say with your diet, basically have a colorful diet. And what that means is you're eating lots of different colored vegetables, different types of meats in order to get all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs. With investments, it's kind of the same thing. You don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket, where when that particular market moves, you're moving everything up. When it goes down, everything you have moves down. You want to have some diversification in order to protect yourself and to be able to take advantage of other markets. Had I had more money in the crypto space years ago, I definitely would have profited from it. Had I invested more in the stock market last year or the year before, certainly I could have grown my wealth a little more. And, those were risks at the time I wasn't willing to take. So it really comes down also to your risk appetite. How much do you trust the government's ability to not seize your assets? It's always good to have things outside of the financial system in the event of bank bail-ins or bank holidays where the stock market's closed, your bank's closed, or all of a sudden they decide to, limit how much money you can withdraw from your savings account on any given day. And these are all things that we've seen happen abroad. And, say your political beliefs differ from, the status quo, like the Canadians, they could absolutely seize your bank accounts, shut down your funds. Anything in the system that you don't hold really isn't yours. And that's another big reason that I have built a nest egg of silver and gold apart from the system, something that the government can't seize. And I believe many of us in the stacking community are of that same mindset. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate everyone. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe. And until next time, Napoleonic Stacker, signing out.